Brittany. So, today's gonna be a back in time watches video, and this is actually a special back in time watches video that I'm about to do because to still celebrate Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys of the first time that I've watched Jurassic Park, which is why I'm wearing this shirt. And this is actually my favorite Jurassic Park shirt. I love it. So to, in honor of Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary and for its celebration and everything, that's why I'm wearing it, and that's why I'm going to share with you of the first time that I watched Jurassic Park. And of course, as we all know, that Jurassic Park was released June 11th, 1993. And now the time that it came out, I was a year old. And I remember, now I don't remember this because I was just a baby at the time, but from what I was told, that my mom took me because she wanted to see Jurassic Park. So at the time when my mom and dad were together, they wanted to go see the movie, and my grandma was there too, and so they took me, and of course, I think with just when I was starting to get to the part of T-Rex, I was scared. Of course, I was scared. I was screaming and crying, and so I'm not sure how it went after that. I'm not sure if I'm not sure exactly, but I think maybe what happened was that maybe my grandma watched me at home while my mom and dad got to watch it in the theater, or I'm not sure if they decided to go home instead, and just had to leave the theater because I was crying and screaming. Now, of course, it's understandable that I would be crying and screaming because I was a baby. I was a year old when Jurassic Park came out. Now, the thing is, I actually really like how that I was just a year old at the time. So, but the thing is, I know there's probably some people who can remember being a baby, but I don't. I don't have a memory like that to go way back. To remember being like a baby, like a year old, 2, 3. Even I don't remember being 2 or 3. Not even 4. But yeah, so that's what happened. So yeah, now that was my first time watching it, but I think maybe a little bit, but now the thing is though, because as I got a little bit older, I'm not sure when exactly I started to watch it. I'm not sure if I was maybe 3. But then again, I think even as a 3-year-old, I probably still would be crying and screaming, but I don't know. Or if I could have been watching it for the first time, maybe again, maybe 4, maybe 5, I don't know. That's something I would have to know about, because I'm not sure. But what I do know is this. What I do know is that from when I was a bit older, I think, yeah, I would say maybe by the time when I was what I do remember is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, yeah, I remember that I was watching Jurassic Park a lot, all the time, every day. And um, so I think you can say, even I think at a certain age, I'm not sure what that was. I'm not sure if I was either 5 or 6, but I think around there when I was starting to watch Jurassic Park more, that this time I was not scared. I wasn't scared of the T-Rex. I wasn't crying or screaming like before, because before was completely understandable. But this time, I think seeing the T-Rex for the first time, my reaction was completely different. It wasn't scared. Like I said, this time I wasn't like terrified of it. I was amazed. I remember being just so amazed by the T-Rex, by how, big it was, how it looked. It still looked like, scary looking, but not in a bad way, but in a good way. And just seeing like the details of the T-Rex and everything about it, I remember that I was, like I said, I was just so amazed. I remember just looking up at it, at the TV screen. I'm just like, wow, and I remember just feeling like just blown away. And even hearing the T-Rex roar, like I wasn't scared by that either. I wasn't scared by the war, or I was like covering my ears or even crying because of the war. No, I actually thought the war was amazing, and I'm like, wow. It's kind of like I was just completely blown away. And honestly, that's where I fell in love with Jurassic Park at a very young age. And not just with Jurassic Park, but that's what made me fall in love with movies, because even when I would watch other movies too, I just remember being just so amazed and fascinated by movies. And to me, there was just like everything about movies, just I was just so fascinated with, like, the characters, and the cast who play the characters and would bring those characters to life. And the music and everything, and to me it was just like amazing. I mean, yes, it was very entertaining, but at the same time, to me, it wasn't just. To me, movies weren't just entertainment. They were, something that you can watch, something where you can feel something, where you are in tune with your emotions, and no matter what goes on, that it makes you feel something at that moment, whether if it if you're scared, it makes you completely terrified and you scream, or if it makes you happy, or if it's something funny, makes you laugh, or if it's sad, it makes you cry, or it maybe, like, let's say if it's so romantic and somehow you somehow maybe fall in love with one of the characters, or if there's something that happens and somehow you feel maybe hypnotized by it, or maybe hypnotized by a character or something, like, it just makes you feel all these kinds of different emotions. And that's what I love about movies, is that it can make you feel anything. Especially if you're in tune with your emotions, then yeah, it can really move you with those feelings, and it could make you feel very maybe drawn to the story or drawn to the characters, and that's what I love about it. Um, Hang on, I'm gonna bring in some more light in here. Okay, I'm back. So, yes, that's pretty much what I did. Is that Jurassic Park, um, like I said, I believe when I did start watching it, I think I was probably 5. That's my guess so far. But yeah, since then, I was never scared. I was completely amazed and mesmerized by the T-Rex and just blown away and just loved it. And of course, not just loved the T-Rex, but everything about Jurassic Park. And because Jurassic Park is the best, um, fantastic, cinematic movies that's ever made. That's what, and like I said, because of it, that's what made me fall in love with Jurassic Park, and how to this day I still love it. Like I do. I'm, I know it so well. I have it memorized, but still, nonetheless, I still love watching it, no matter how memorized, no matter how well I know the movie, but yeah, I still love it. And but like I said, it also made me fall in love with movies in general, and yeah, just everything, like even about movies, like the directing and how it comes together, the cast and their performances, the acting and the music, and how everything just comes together and just blends in so well that you know you just, like, as I mentioned, that you're drawn to it, especially if it's a good story and the performances are good with the music, then yeah, it could really move you with those emotions. And that's what I really love about it. I really do. Excuse me. So, but yes, from five from 5 and up, I remember just watching Jurassic Park over and over and over again. Um, many times, which I have no regrets because because it was part of my childhood. And not only that, which it was my favorite, not was, but it is my favorite movie that was a part of my childhood, which still is, like, it's still, like, even now, part of my adulthood. But there's also some great favorite movies of mine that are also part of my childhood, but I'm pretty sure I will mention them later in other videos. But this one is one of them. And like but yeah, like I said, I've watched it many times, and I'm sorry if I can't share the first time that I've watched it, but I can't remember when it was. I'm not sure if I was, maybe it was before 5, I'm not sure. But I'm also here to share the other times that I did watch it when I was very young, when I was quite little. But like I said, again, I have no regrets watching it as many times as I did, because I never got tired of it. And even to this day, when I watch it, and even though I know it so well, I still love it. Like, I'm not tired of it, and I never will. Not even when I'm like 100 one day. Like, I will never get tired of it because I will always just love to watch it because I always enjoy it. Like, no matter how many times I watch it, I just find myself where I just, love it more. I still enjoy it every single time. And yeah, um, but yeah, in a way, it made an impact on my life because you know I because at the time there were two things I thought that I wanted to do when I got older, and that was to become what Dr. Alan Grant was. He was a I don't know the name for it, but that's what I wanted to be. But at the same time, I also wanted to become an actress um, because of seeing, how these actors play different roles in different movies and how that always just amazed me and everything. And I thought I would love to do that. And believe me, that's something I would still love to do one day. But, I don't mind if I have to wait until I maybe get into acting. So, yeah. So, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say is that, yeah, it was part of my childhood and I've watched it many times, and even when I was a teenager, I still did. And even now, I still watch it and I just enjoy it and everything. And the thing is, there's many things I could mention of what I love about Jurassic Park, but honestly, I love everything. Like, I love how Steven Spielberg directed it, and I love how John Williams composed the music for Jurassic Park. Um, because he did a fantastic job with that, and I just loved how it turned out. Um, and I love the cast and the performances of the characters and the dinosaurs, especially like how they were designed and how they looked. And especially what stands out to me is the T-Rex, because I love how she looks and how she has this um like in a way in a way like a intimidating look to her, but at the same time she just looks amazing. And I love the sound of her roar, because her roar were combined of a baby elephant, a tiger, and an alligator. And to combine those animal sounds together and to make it as this strong, powerful roar from the T-Rex herself is just amazing. I just love the way her sound roars combined with those animal sounds. And yeah, I love those scenes with her, especially at the end where she makes this heroic scene where they have time to escape, and then where she takes out the velociraptor, she turns around, and then she lifts up her head and she roars, and the banner comes down as she roars. I just love that. I feel like every time I see that, how it ends with her roaring like that, it just makes me smile because I just love it. Um, but yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about it, but I think I'm just gonna stop right here. But yes, yes, this is a special video for me to do because, like I said, it was a big part of my childhood, along with other movies that I love that are my favorite, which I will mention in the description. Um, but also, like I said, it's still part of my life now, even into my adulthood. Like, I just love it, and I always will, you know. And like I said, this is again, and I want to end the video here by saying this again, and that is that yes, when it came out, I was a year old, but since then it became a part of my life, of my childhood up till now, and always will be. And this is just one of those special movies for me that I just love, that is my favorite, that this is one of those favorite movies that I love, that I will always enjoy and cherish to watch, because it's part of my life, you know, in a way that it made me fall in love with Jurassic Park, and because it made me fall in love with movies in general, and to this day I think you say I'm just grateful for that, and I'm also grateful for that I at least got to watch other movies as well, of different genres, with even other actors, and even you know, where I grew up with those movies as well, and were, you know, where they also in a way left an impression on me, and this is definitely it. Jurassic Park made a huge impact and impression in my life, as far as, you know, that I just completely fell in love with movies, you know, in general, as I said. So yeah, I just want to end it here, because yeah, this is, you know, quite special to me, but there are other favorite movies that are special to me too, just like Jurassic Park. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, happy 30th anniversary to Jurassic Park, and for those who are Jurassic Park fans, I hope you enjoyed this, and to see more movie content, reactions, movie reviews, movie discussions, and even this, where I share with you the first time that I've watched a movie. Yeah, to see more movie content like this, subscribe, click on the bell, and you'll be notified when I upload. And yeah, and so yeah, but this was a fun video to do, but it was quite special to me because I love Jurassic Park, but also because that I love movies in general, and that's what it did. So yeah, so now you know, and since then, you know, that's where I became a movie buff at a young age. Just remember watching different movies, and from watching different movies, that I knew like what movies I didn't like, what movies I liked, and what movies I loved, and it's all because of Jurassic Park. So I'm very happy with that. I am, and so I hope you enjoyed this. So yeah, to see more movie content, subscribe, click on the bell, and you'll be notified when I upload, and leave a comment down below on when was the first time you saw Jurassic Park when it came out. Now, of course, I was a year old, so I don't think that counts, but I do remember watching it many times, which again, that it made me fall in love with Jurassic Park and with movies. So, hope you enjoyed this. That's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.